Good morning, everybody. Continuing our study of the book of Ecclesiastes, we're on chapter 7, Wisdom and Foolishness Contrasted. A good name is better than good oil, and the day of one's death is better than the day of one's birth. It is better to go to a house of mourning than to go to a house of feasting, because that is the end of every person, and the living takes it to heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, for when a face is sad, a heart may be happy. The mind of the wise is in the house of mourning, while the mind of fools is in the house of pleasure. It is better to listen to the rebuke of a wise person than for one to listen to the songs of a fool. For as the crackling of thorn brushes under a pot, so is the laughter of the fool, and this too is futility. For oppression makes a wise person look foolish, and a bribe corrupts the heart. The end of a matter is better than its beginning. Patience of spirit is better than arrogance of spirit. Do not be eager in your spirit to be angry, for anger resides in the heart of fools. Do not say, why is that the former days were better than these? For it is not from wisdom that you ask about this. Wisdom along with any inheritance is good, and an advantage to the house who see the sun. For wisdom is protection just as money is protection. But the advantage of knowledge is that wisdom keeps its possession alive. Consider the work of God, for who is able to straighten what he has bent? On the day of prosperity be happy, but on the day of adversity consider. God has made the one as well as the other, so that a person will not discover anything that will come after him. I've seen everything during my lifetime of futility. There is a righteous person who perishes in his righteousness, and there is a wicked person who prolongs his life in his wickedness. Do not be excessively righteous, and do not be overly wise. Why should you ruin yourself? Do not be excessively wicked, and do not be foolish. Why should you die before your time? It is good that you grasp one thing while not letting go of the other, for one who fears God comes out with both of them. Wisdom strengthens a wise person more than 10 rulers who are in a city. Indeed, there is not a righteous person on earth who always does good and does not ever sin. Also, do not take seriously all the words which are spoken, so that you do not hear your servant cursing you. For you know that even you have cursed others many times as well. I tested all this with wisdom, and I say, I will be wise, but wisdom was far from me. What has been is remote and very mysterious. Who can discover it? I directed my mind to know and to investigate, and to seek wisdom and an explanation, and to know the evil of foolishness and the foolishness of insanity. And I discovered as more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, whose hands are chains. One who is pleasing to God will escape from her, but the sinner will be captured by her. Behold, I have discovered this, says the preacher, by adding one thing to another to find an explanation, which I am still seeking, but have not found. I have found one man among 1,000, but I have not found a woman among all these. Behold, I have found only this, that God made people upright, but they have sought out many schemes. So this is interesting. I think a lot of this is about having grace for one another, and that, you're never going to be the top or bottom of things, but you're probably going to be somewhere in the middle, and to, be at peace with that. Death and ending of things has its bittersweetness that he talks about here early in chapter 7. I don't know what I have to think about that. I'm going to have to meditate in prayer, but God be with you guys.